we're gonna start off low. Let's just see if this box can even play below 40 hertz. What's going on, everyone? We're going to do a test with these dual bandpass enclosure subwoofers back from the mid 2000s. If you were into car audio back then, you knew about these type of subs. They do still make them. To this day, they're around $250, $260 new. I got these for 50 bucks, which I could not pass up. I used to have these back in 2006, and I put them on a decent 500 watt RMS amp, and man, these things were really loud for what they were. I thought the coolest thing was that they lit up. You can make them go with the music, but you have to watch what you're doing with that, or you will burn out the LEDs. Now, these are really cool, and it's a simple, slap it together system. You throw it in there, you don't have to do nothing, no lighting. Just plug everything together, you're done, and you're looking cool down the street. But today we're gonna find out how loud was it actually. We're gonna throw it on the SPL lab, like how we do with other videos and stuff, and like how you would compete in the lane. And we have an amp that actually matches this box enclosure system, and we're gonna see actually how loud was it then and today. So let's check it out. All right, we got the SPL lab hooked up to the dual subwoofers with the dual amp. Now this amp is rated at like 300 some watts RMS, bridged to 4, and that's what we're at. So we're not gonna see any more power than that, but this is all the power this subwoofer system really only needs. That's the thing. So we're going to see how loud we can get with a little bit of power. This, like I said, this is a very basic entry level system, and it looks cool, but let's see how loud it actually was. So what we're going to do first is we're going to see where it peaks at, and then we'll see what kind of SPL we can actually get out of this thing. We're gonna push it to the limits. Start off low. Let's just see if this box can even play below 40 hertz. All right, not bad. A 121 at 30 hertz. Let's go to 35 hertz. .6 at 35 hertz. Let's go to 40 hertz. We got a nice big gain at around 40 hertz, so that's probably wherever one of the chambers are tuned at with the slope for, like, low frequency. It's just not going to play that low. It did pick up heavily at 40 hertz. So let's do 45 hertz, see if we have as big as a pickup or the same. See what we got. Up about a dB, so the gain wasn't as big, but a gain nonetheless. So far 132.4 on 251 hertz.
What?
251 watts. All right, so let's just do 50 hertz, and then we'll see if we can find a sweet spot in between all of these. .2 I saw over here, the real time, so we didn't gain at 50 hertz. So if we go up any higher, we're still not going to gain. Let's go back down some. Let's go to do 47 hertz. .2 again at 47 hertz. Now that's what's nice about this box. It is pretty flat. It's not really designed for SPL per se, but it gives you that nice flat curve. So from 50 to 47 to 45, we're really not seeing a big SPL gain or loss, which is nice. All right, so we already know we were the loudest at 45 hertz, as it shows right there. So let's see if we have a gain between 45 and 40 that we missed. Let's just see. This is how you figure out SPL in your system. .1, literally again we're still at that 132 range, which is pretty impressive. At least from 43 to 50 hertz we're at a 132 across the board. So we know 40 to 45 it gained, so I feel like 45 is the number. Honestly, I really feel like 45 is the number, just from experience of running SPL lanes and metering my own cars and stuff like that. This is where it's probably going to be, it's not going to gain much at all. So the next thing you could do is try different orientation, meter placement. Right now the meter is placed at the dash, so that is a pretty good score. So let's just see what else we can do to get that score up. Let's try shutting this back door. We're going to do 45 hertz again, see if that goes up from 32.4. Literally again, 132.4, door open, door closed. It didn't really make a huge difference. So that's not bad. At least we were able to get the score again. Just to prove to you guys, we'll run it real fast. I'll reset it because I know it's kind of hard to see this lower number here. So let's just see if we get 132.4. Every time, money. So you know you're not really going to get too much more out of the system. We can move the meter in a different area, but I feel like that is the score of how it's set up and where we are at. Which that is not bad at all. We're only clamping 250 watts and we're doing a 132.4. Now that, I mean, you could say that's not loud. It's totally up to you guys, depending what loud is to you. Loud could be a 140 to someone, and that could be, you know, pink noise to me. You know what I mean? It all depends who you are. But a 132.4 is fairly respectable for a beginner setup, especially for how much money you have involved and how much power that you are clamping. That is not a bad score, especially being in a trunk and how we have this set up. All right, so we know how loud this system is at the dash. Let's throw it into the kick. Let's see if we can bump up the score at all. Maybe it's a box that's louder in the kick with this vehicle. So let's just see what we can get out of it. Now, for your score for wherever you have your meter placement, the frequency can change, but usually if it does, it usually goes up or down, like maybe 1 or 2 hertz. So we are in the kick. Let's see if we can get better than 132.4, 45 hertz, 250 watts roughly. So let's see what we can get. Not bad, around the same powers, 5 watts, and we went up a dB. So that's pretty normal for your kick score, anywhere from a dB to sometimes 3 or 4 dB gain from going from like your dash to your kick, stuff like that. So I just wanted to see what was the highest score that we could get out of the system, you know, just for number purposes. Now before we wrap up this video, we already know what the score is. It's a 132.4 system, you know what I mean, a 130 dB system. Even though on the brochures and the manual it says 125 dB, I think that was just simply put for, you know, a rock concert's usually 125 dB, and I think that was for marketing purposes. I do not think that was an actual SPL test in a vehicle. Or maybe that it was, and they wanted to give the lowest number to people, like, okay, well, you're going to get at least 125 dBs out of this system no matter what vehicle you put it in, which could be the case, but that's not really, if you know anything about dBs, it's like, well, a 125 is not that great, because it really isn't. A 125 to a 132.4 is a big difference. I'll do 125 right now to show the difference of how much power difference there is. like, look at that. We did a 125.3 on 17 watts. Now, how accurate that this clamp is under 100 watts, I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, I had so much more volume to go. So it's like 125 dBs really isn't that loud. But was it a big difference? Not really. I mean, it still sounded like bass, so don't get me wrong. 125 dBs ain't that quiet, right? All right, I think that's it. 125, did the 133.4 at the kick, 132.4 at the dash. I know this car would do good at park and pound. I know it would, just because this car is good at park and pound, and this system is the way it is. Probably do like a 117 park and pound. If you guys want to see this car on a park and pound setup, 6 feet away, smash that like button, comment down below park and pound, I'll do it. Maybe like a little short, or maybe like a little 3-5 minute video, let me know, I'll do it. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, this system is what it is. It's not a bad system whatsoever. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Let's see the bandwidth and score relative to that. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna play, you know, some test tones, starting from like 20 hertz and going up to like maybe 60 hertz. And we'll check out the band EQ on here and look at the nice curve that it has, because I know it's gonna play nice and flat. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna burp, same volume each one, and see what it does. Got a second octave coming in there, but yeah, as you can see, it still showed a peak to 45 hertz right there. That was the loudest, 126.1. I just, you know, half volume kind of deal. But you can see right here that this this curve, I mean, obviously it's not going to play below like 30 hertz very well, but as it picks up, it goes along and goes straight, and then it starts to veer down just a little bit, you know, and that's what you kind of want in the system. You don't want a steep roll off where you're going to be able to only play certain songs and stuff like that. So there's always that. But yeah, if you guys like this content, smash that thumbs button, subscribe. And I just want to give a huge shout out to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for your donations, your support, and everyone donating on the super chats, on my live stream. I'm usually going live now every Friday after the Rolling Thunder podcast, which is fun. We just come out and hang out and have a good time, stuff like that. So again, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Stay living loud, everyone.